to Cricket Predicta powered by 1xBet and Womeki Infrastructures Delhi NCR. This is me Prachi Khandelwal and well, India's preparation for the fourth test against England in Manchester hit a major roadblock on Sunday after as many as 3 players were left injured. 2 of those players have been already ruled out of the tour. The Old Trafford test will begin on July 23 and the game will be a do or die affair for the Team India, who earlier lost a match at the Lords, thus trailing 1-2 in this series. A triple injury blow coupled with uncertainty over Rishabh Pant's availability after his finger injury at Lords has triggered a major selection headache for the fourth test. Will India fight back? Well, to discuss these points, we have 3 special guests on our show today. Well, a man who needs no introduction. Please welcome with me the 1983 World Cup winner, who has also been a former Indian cricketer and a head coach, Mr. Madan Lal Sharma. Welcome to the show, sir. My first question to you is, England leads the series 2-1. Do you think India can win the Manchester test to level the series?
They can win the test match because they have a good team. They've been playing good cricket, but they're not crossing the line, and they are most of the time they are slipping. And the crucial stages when it comes where the Indian team is slipping, like all the 3 test matches, India has done very well, but they lost 2 test matches because of their own fault. In a first test match, they dropped too many catches. Second test match they won. They played a good cricket. Third test match, they nearly won the test match, but they made a few mistakes. That's why they had to suffer. But definitely, they are a good team. Looking at the Indian team, they have done well all the 3 test matches. But this test match, they are struggling, as you said. They are struggling with the injuries. 3 players are. They are not sure about whether they are going to play or not. I think a couple of players are, like Akashdeep and Reddy. They are ruled out. Rishabh Pant, they are not sure about it. Bumrah, they are not sure about him. They are still saying whether they are going to play him or not. But if you ask me, but Bumrah has to play because it's a very crucial test match. But your questions, जो आपने मेरे से किया, that they can do well, but they have to really play good cricket.
Joe Root averages over 65 at Old Trafford. Should India have a specific plan to dismiss him early?
Yeah, definitely they should have, but Joe Root is one of the best players in the world. He is the one player who hang arounds and gets the run. He's from Yorkshire. Most of the Yorkshire players, they are like that. They get a big runs. If you look at his history of getting runs in the test matches, immense. He has scored a lot of runs. But India must have a plan. And if they get him out, and like you get the best batsman out, then you get the break. Definitely, India must make a plan to how they're going to go about him. But he's the world best. So you have to really make a good plan so that you can get him out.
Well, which bowler do you think can dismiss him?
I think Jasprit Bumrah can get his wicket. Mohammad Sharad, all the 3-4 bowlers they're quite good. But he need a bit of luck. Sometimes you bowl the ball, you misses. But like it's a matter of luck also. But most of the bowlers has bowled well against him. But if you ask me, Bumrah and Mohammad Sharad is the bowler who can get him out.
Under Ben Stokes, England has been dominant at home. Can India break this strong record?
Yeah, definitely, because like Ben Stokes is leading from the front. If you look at his last test match, he bowled 1 on 2 hours when we needed 135 runs. So he's an up front. He's very fit because he has struggled with the fitness. But now he's batting well. He's bowling well. He's bowling a long spell. That means he's quite fit. So they must counter him. And he's leading from the front because the team is doing well.
If India wins the 4th test and level the series 2-2, who would you consider the game-changing player of the series?
I think game-changing always happen in the beginning, like opening batsman, KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant if he plays. And most of the players, they have to take responsibilities. You know, like the team, when they make the team 11, you have a six batter. Six batter has to take the responsibility because what happened? One or two, three gets a run. That's what it is all about. Everybody is not going to get run, but make sure that these three get, once they are settled down, they should get a long inning. You know, they should get a big run, so the team can score the comfortable runs where they can think about winning the test match. But main thing is about concern is the bowler. Bowlers always win you the test matches and the series, but it depends. You know, like they're struggling with the fitness. But I'm not sure which bowler they're going to play. Jasprit, I'm sure he will play. And Mohammad Sharaj is fit. And third and fourth bowler, you know, we are not sure about it. And spin, like Jadeja and Washington Sundar has done well. Both of them is playing very good cricket. So it depends on the bowler. Who's the third and fourth bowler, pacer, is fit. You know, that is the Indian team manager has to decide.
Well, we are constantly hearing name of Anshul Kamboj in the squad. How do you think will he benefit Team India?
Anshul, you know, like he can be benefit because he got the opportunity. When you get the opportunity, give your best. So he has nothing to lose. He's got the chances, and definitely the selectors are thinking about him. Is done well. So it's a good place to debut because the ball moves around. If he you know, in the first few over, he might be nervous, but definitely he's capable of doing damage to the England side.
Well, my last question to you is, India has never won a test at Old Trafford. Could that put psychological pressure on the Team India?
Not really. It's a new game. Thing happens. Like in Edgbaston, we never won a test match, but we won. But this is a place where you can win the test match. But this place is different because I played a lot of cricket in north of England, because it's very, very cold sometime, and the wickets are also going to seam around. But you know, like I'm surprised that the England has given them the very, very good wickets, you know, batting wickets. But if you see the condition, if you use the condition very well, definitely they can win the test match. ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. You know, India is playing well. If you 3 test matches they've done well, but never cross the line. But this is the time when they should cross the line or make sure that they level the series.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us here at the show. Now, I would like to welcome another guest, who is none other than former Zimbabwean cricketer John Nyambu. John, welcome to the show. My first question to you is, England leads the series 2-1. Do you think India can win this series and this match?
I think India should believe that they can win the next test match at Manchester, because as you can see, what has been happening in this test series is it's like an exchange of power. England won the first one, India won the next one, and then England won the third one. So statistically speaking, or odd-wise speaking, you could say the odds do favor the Indians to win this one. But I think they just need to ensure that they play good cricket to ensure that they've got a decent enough chance to win this game. And traditionally, Manchester has always been more of a spinning wicket. So if it does go that route, India could be thinking, yes, they could be playing on a spinning surface, which would make them feel a little bit more at home. And yeah, depending on the weather as well, because of late there's been some rain around, and also that Manchester area is known for having a lot of rain. So it's important that whatever happens, that India should back themselves to try and get a result out of this game, to put themselves in the running to winning the test series. Also, another important thing why India should believe and should actually want to win this game is if they do lose this game, they lose the series, and that's the series, and those are points gone. So I think they should actually work hard to ensure that they win this next test match and put themselves in the running to either tie the series or actually win the series.
Mohammad Siraj has bowled the most overs in this series, that is 109 overs. Should there be concern about his workload management?
For Mohammad Siraj, I think there's been enough rest in between the test matches. I know between the second and the third were just like 3-4 days, but then now there's been a little bit of a longish rest. So I think he will be fresh enough to actually play, and he will play a pivotal role for the Indians in their quest to actually do well in this series. So I think even though he's bowled the most overs and he's actually had success as well, so that's the reason why he has bowled all those overs. So he's very key to the success of the Indian bowling group. So I think he's just had enough rest between the test matches. I know the backroom staff will be doing all they can to ensure that he's well refreshed, he's fit enough for the next game, he's well nourished, he's well hydrated, he's well stretched, and is well relaxed mentally as well to be able to be fresh enough to play the next game. So I don't think it will be a bit of a worry for them in terms of his fitness, and he's professional enough and he's played enough cricket to be able to get himself ready for the next test.
With Bumrah's return and Anshul Kamboj joining the squad, how strong does India's pace attack look for the fourth test?
I think the strength, not only for the Indians but for any bowling attack, especially in test cricket, is how well they gel, how well they adapt to the situation, and how well they manage to tackle the challenges that come ahead of them. And we know that we heard that Ashdeep is injured, Nitish Reddy is injured, so there could be some injuries, but then you will be backing everyone in the squad to actually come in and do a job. And you have leaders like Siraj, you have leaders like Bumrah to be able to carry a lot of the workload, and hopefully for the Indians' sake, the Manchester wicket will play as traditional as we always think it is, more on the spinning side of things. Then you can have your Washington Sundars, and then you can have your Ravindra Jadejas, and maybe they could throw in Kuldeep Yadav into the fray as well if it does actually play in that manner. So I think it's very important that they gel well in whatever they do, and they actually bowl well in however different they are, because that will be the actual strength of their team and any given bowling attack, if we may put it that way.
How much has Team India's balance improved with the inclusion of all-rounders like Nitish Kumar Reddy and Washington Sundar?
The beauty about all-rounders is, in effect, you've got two players in one. And with the exception of Jadeja, who I think is a three-player in one because of the way he fields, it's good that you have those all-rounders. England do the same with Ben Stokes, and he bowls very well. He bowls long overs ever since he came back from his injury. Now the Indians have got Washington Sundar, they've got Jadeja, they've got Nitish Kumar Reddy, and it's important that there's all-rounders do a job, because the balance of any team is backed by that. Because if you need to play an extra batter, because you've got Nitish Kumar Reddy who could bat and bowl, you play the extra batter if needed. If you need, maybe in their case, to bowl, to get an extra spinner, you can get an extra spinner because you've already got a batter who can bowl or a bowler who can bat. That evens everything out, and that gives you a little bit of an edge. But I think that in world cricket, bowling all-rounders who are seamers are very, very, very much important. They are gold. That's why you see the importance of Ben Stokes. That's why you see the importance of Nitish Kumar Reddy. That's why you see the importance of Bo Webster. They're just so precious for the balance of the team, that any team that has got them teams themselves are fortunate, and you should be able to keep those guys playing as much as possible, so that the balance of the team is good, so that everything that the team does gels in that way, because they do help the setup and give a little bit of an edge. So Washington Sundar is a spinner and batter, Nitish Kumar Reddy as a seamer and batter, Jadeja as a spinner and batter are very, very important in the setup of the England team, because they add that little extra punch in it to ensure that you've got a little bit of an edge to it.
Well, thank you so much, John. Thank you for joining us here at Cricket Predicta. Now, we have another special guest who is none other than senior cricket journalist Paul Dennett from Australia. Paul, welcome to the show. My first question to you is, Pant, Rahul and Gill have impressive averages in Sena countries. Can this trio become the core of India's overseas test batting?
Well, I think there's no doubt that Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant are already two of the mainstays of the Indian batting lineup, and there's an expectation that they will be there for many years to come. KL Rahul's the interesting one. I've mentioned before, and a lot of people have, that he bats so well that I always get a surprise when his average is only in the mid-30s. Now, this series, he has had a breakout series against England, and if he can continue doing that, then maybe he'll rise into that echelon. I'm probably a bit more sceptical. I think he's probably going to remain one who is a very solid player, sort of like a Larry Gomes from many years ago, but not quite in that very top group. I think Jaiswal is the one that is going to be, in addition to those other two, the mainstay of the Indian side. He looked fantastic in Australia. He's only got a brief record in Test cricket and first-class cricket, but both of them averaging, north of 50. I'm very impressed by him.
See, Karun Nair has been given multiple chances, but he hasn't scored big. Should he be given another test?
Well, of course, there are a lot of rumours flying around that he's going to be dropped and, he hasn't got the runs. I probably would give him another go. I look at his overall first-class record, and it's pretty decent. Average up almost 50. Yes, he hasn't done as well overseas. His record is much better in India than it has been overseas. But when I compare it to, say, Sai Sudarshan, it's hard to draw a line between the two because Sudarshan's obviously been primarily a white ball player and has had, limited outings in first-class cricket with not an enormously amazing record, averaging about 38. Probably has improved since then. Young player with great potential. I'm certainly not writing him off. 23-year-olds averaging 38. That's actually pretty good. But I think if I was the Indian selectors, I would be persisting with Karun Nair, unless, of course, you could persuade Virat Kohli to return to the test format, because I'd definitely be doing that.
Well, to wrap up this show, my last question to you is, India has never won a test at Old Trafford. Could that put psychological pressure on the team?
Absolutely no chance. I think one of the features of superstar cricketers is that they're not particularly au fait with the history of the game. I reckon that most of the players in the Indian side would be totally unaware of that record, and if it was presented to them, they would just shrug their shoulders and say, so what? Those were players from a long time ago. And plus, Manchester rains a lot. I venture to suspect that many games between England and India over the years at Manchester possibly have been draws due to rain. And until fairly recently, India just didn't travel well. This modern Indian side is completely different, and they are confident. They are blessed with great quality from batting and bowling, especially the fact that they've got Bumrah, the best fast bowler in the world. They are going to be dangerous in any condition. So I just don't think that their poor record in Manchester would even enter into their heads.
Well, thank you, Paul. Thank you for your analytical insights, and thank you to all the three guests, Mr. Madan Lal Sharma, Mr. John and Paul. Thank you for joining us here at Cricket Predicta. This is me, Prachi Khandelwal, signing off. Keep watching.